Lawyers of Reddit, what is the pettiest reason you've ever seen for divorce? A client and his wife came in regarding a real estate transaction. At the end of the consultation, the client casually stated that he would like to divorce his wife. I was stunned. The wife started crying. The client started rubbing his wife's shoulder and told her that everything would be okay. That was an awkward few minutes. I've had people do this in couples therapy sessions before, but in front of an attorney? That's a whole new level of callousness. Well, they were already there at the lawyer's office. Might as well kill two birds with one stone. I mean, gas is expensive nowadays and ain't nobody got time to make two trips. The weirdest I've ever seen is a coworker of mine. His wife saw a picture of him at a pool when he was in high school and really athletic. Toned, muscular, tan and so on. Over the 10 years after high school he stopped lifting and lost his muscle tone and just became skinny. She told him she wanted him to get back to working out because she really liked the way he once looked and he said it was something he missed doing and agreed to get a gym membership. He was going to the gym 4 days a week but was only really working out for 2 of them. On the days he didn't work out he would sit in the sauna to get sweaty, watch Netflix and then go home. When she asked about him going to the gym and accidentally let it slip that he was fudging workouts twice a week, she apparently found that to be a deal breaker and filed for divorce. Weird feeling to have your wife attracted more to a past version of yourself she never met than you. It would give me some serious depression. Just as weird as people that get mad or jealous of past lovers. Worst I saw was a buddy was really into working out, so was she, and both looked good. But, he could hardly speak to another woman without her having a breakdown. He got those workout, weightlifting magazines that usually had a woman in a thong on the cover with a big muscled up guy and she would get really mad at him. Turns out later she was screwing every guy as he put it, any guy that really got her attention, and by that I mean he said hello to her. He basically figured it out when he got a call from County Health telling him to come in and be tested for STDs. My husband and I walked out on our friends once because husband and friend had been reminiscing on their high school years and mentioned the girls they'd taken to prom. Literally just said their names and something like, "Yeah, I remember her, prom was fun." The girlfriend, please keep in mind we're all 25-26 years old, lost her mind, screaming, crying, then she ran upstairs to bed. We walked out, drove home and have severely limited the time we spend with them. This isn't the only reason we don't see them as much, it was just the icing on the cake. My father-in-law and mother-in-law's breaking point was when he threw a breadcrumb at her from across the kitchen. The divorce took 4 years to settle. The breadcrumb heard around the house. What a delicious reason. They didn't say it was a garlic bread breadcrumb. Dang it. That's the best kind. Sounds like that divorce had been baking a while already though. The marriage had crumbled. The husband kept putting wet/used towel on their bed. Sounds like a valid reason to me. I had a client who with his wife were into a computer game like The Sims, only more X-rated. I think it was called Second Life, where you have an avatar and can interact with other people's avatars. He suspected his wife of, through her avatar, hijinks and made his own avatar to stalk her in the game. Sure enough, her avatar was doing the dirty with some dude's avatar. That was it for my client. Jesus, I was technical support for Second Life. The amount of people who'd call to say their inventory had missing items, and we'd have to ask them what they were so we knew what to look for to replace them in their inventory, only for the caller to suddenly panic when they realized they'd have to tell us they were missing strap-on dildos and attachable tits and whatnot was very often. I had an old Vietnam vet telling me about how much action he was getting in-game and thanking me personally for the game as it allowed him to have fun since he was disabled in the war. He went into detail about how his leg wounds still smelled bad and he has a wife and 3 kids. He also told me about how when him and his team were under mortar fire and their CO wouldn't let them pull back, so he punched him and knocked him out and they pulled back while dragging their CO with them so as not to die. I think he had only called in to have his password reset too. I went into his chat logs and found he was grooming an underage girl who was too young to be a user in the adult game. She was talking to him about how her mother had caught her masturbating last time they spoke and she had taken her PC away. Well, I had to go and lock both of their accounts right there and then. Oh, and I also had a live chat with a young American boy whose account was locked. He'd called up to ask why he couldn't access it anymore, so I had to explain I'd have to transfer his account to the junior version of the game until he was an adult. He was super polite, and after that he sent me a friend request and was saying thank you for helping him and that he doesn't have any friends so he wanted to hang out in game. And then a few times for the next few weeks he joined live chat support and asked to be connected with me just so he could chat, bless him. That's a bit sad. Do you think he found someone? God knows. Never heard from him anymore after those few live chats. As the support team was few in number during night shifts when he would contact live chat, I'd have to politely explain I'd have to end the chat if he didn't require any technical support, as I had to help other people with their issues. Wife wanted divorce like 2 months into marriage because the husband would squeeze the toothpaste from the top and not bottom. She claims to have told him a million times over to stop. Would have been easier to get 2 toothpastes, I thought. My wife and I had been using the same toothpaste tube for 20 years or something. Recently, we had 2 tubes because I accidentally bought the wrong one. No big, I said, she can use the good one and I'll use the shitty one. So after about a week of this, I noticed my toothpaste was gross. The opening was half clogged and there was runoff into the cap. I had to scrap the crust off just to get to the fresh toothpaste. Next week, same thing. Gross. Turns out my wife had been maintaining the toothpaste tube correctly for years. I had no idea that I dispensed paste in a sloppy, stupid way. So I asked my wife how to use a freaking toothpaste tube. Lol. I think I got it mostly right by the time my crappy toothpaste ran out and it was time to go back to shared paste. Must have been one massive toothpaste tube to last 20 years. I'm a lawyer but not that kind. However, my brother's 4th wife divorced him because she found out the ring he'd used was originally his 3rd wife's. They deserved each other. I think once you get up to a 4th wife maybe you should rethink your life choices in general. He's up to 9. I wish I was joking. He's 45, not even that old. He needs to rethink a lot of things. Holy Jesus, 9 is a lot. Some people kiss on the first date, some people fuck, this guy proposes. Does he know premarital sex isn't illegal? Maybe you should tell him. Jesus. I kinda want the breakdown of years per marriage. 1. Melissa number 1, dated 6 months, married 6 months, divorced for irreconcilable differences. 2. Melissa number 2, dated 2 to 3 months, married 2 years, combined, they married twice, divorced for irreconcilable differences. 3. Ashley, dated 1 month, married 30 days, annulled because he lied and said he was a no-smoker but she caught him smoking on their honeymoon. That was a fun wedding though. 4. Amanda, dated 2 weeks, married 6-ish months, divorced because that's what happens when you marry a Christian stripper. Also the ring issue. 5. Catherine? I never met her but she was much younger than him, dated I don't know, married 2 to 3 months at sea because he legally couldn't marry anymore in his home state, annulled. 6. Rosie, dated I don't know, married in Mexico because he legally couldn't marry anymore in his home state, annulled when she fled back to Mexico to escape him. 7. Unspecified woman he married in Vegas none of us knew about until recently. 8. Heather, dated 1 to 2 months, married 3 years and had a child, divorced due to domestic violence. He's been engaged 13 times, though 2 of those are to the same person. This is almost Tiger King level absurdity, someone should call Netflix. Child, this is worse than Tiger King. My one grandpa was an Fields polygamist, my other was in the NSA, my mom has legit multiple personalities, one of my sisters was in an unaired, thank God, season of The Real Housewives. My normal sister got 34 speeding tickets in the first 2 years she drove and my normal brother once got in an altercation with Julia Stiles. We are dysfunctional. That went quickly from hilarious to dark. Would it be worse for me to admit I'm pretty sure he's killed someone? And that I have a restraining order against him for threatening to kill me for making him rent skis in Breckenridge? Literally the only reason he's not in jail is because he's white and has money. There will be a Netflix documentary about him one day. And I will gleefully binge watch it. Apparently he really needed those skis. God forbid people think he rents his skis like a loser. Nobody ever believes me about this one, but it's true. A man wanted a divorce from his wife because, and he gave this example as the last straw, his wife ate those nasty pumpkin Halloween candies, like candy corn but pumpkin-shaped. He had been looking forward to them all day and when he got home, she had eaten them all. He snapped. Swear on my life this story is true. As a husband and raising 5 kids, I feel this. There are only a few things in my life I really look forward to, and sometimes it is a treat waiting for me at the end of my workday, just to get done with work, look where they were at and find nothing, or worse, an empty package. It's soul-crushing sometimes. And to have it happen over, and over and over and over and over for years/decades. You need a secret stash, my friend. Definitely the fridge story. A woman filed for divorce because her husband would eat everything he can find in their fridge whenever the wife was out for work. So she came back to an basically empty fridge each night. He also cheated on her, but she was less angry about that. The fridge was what pushed her to the point she wanted a divorce. Ethel Merman divorced Ernest Borgnine after about a month because he often would Dutch oven her. She wrote a biography. The chapter about her marriage to him is a single blank page. Borgnine later told fellow actor Frank Wilson that he spent most of his short marriage arguing with Merman. By the end, he recounted how she came back from a film one day and said, "The director said I looked sensational. He said I had the face of a 20-year-old, and the body and legs of a 30-year-old. Borgnine replied, "Did he say anything about your old cunt?" "No," replied Merman, "he didn't mention you at all." Not me, but a family member, who is an attorney, had someone call her day 4 of the lockdown saying, "I have been stuck with my wife for 4 days, and I need a divorce." Not a lawyer, but apparently my brother divorced his wife when McDonald's forgot to put barbecue sauce in with her chicken nuggets at the drive-thru and she asked him to go back and get some. He didn't, and then I guess she started smashing up food and throwing it at him / out the window. So yeah. McDonald's, how could you ruin a marriage? I know a guy who divorced his wife BC she refused to learn to cook a certain fish dish his mom used to cook lol. I know a man who learned to bake because he missed his mom's cakes. Problem is, he ballooned in weight after eating all the damn cakes, 30 kilograms in a year. They now fight over the baking. Maybe the only family I know where the wife is annoyed with the husband because he spends too much time in the kitchen.